everybody, welcome back to Road to Master. I hope you're all having an amazing day. Starting off, we have the white pieces here against an 1820 from Ukraine. 1820, that's a pretty high rating. So anyway, it looks like we have the Caro-Kann here. And we've not played the Caro-Kann in a while. I'm not particularly sure I'm liking the advanced variation. So for today, I think we'll go back to the two knights attack, which is a very nice opening. It looks a bit weird out of the start because they could potentially push the pawn, but that doesn't actually work due to reasons we can cover afterwards. But they do this weird h6, which I don't think I've seen before. Yeah. H6, H5 is actually a move that they can do, so maybe it's a move order thing. But I don't see anything wrong with just taking this pawn at this point. And then we're just going to go ahead and push d4. Stopping them playing d4 themselves. And then after knight c6, I'm not quite sure what we're doing here. So I think the general idea is to go bishop to b5. Followed by some knight e5. But after bishop e5... bishop d7's fine for them. Maybe we go bishop f4 and try get them. Actually, no, they can't do that because then they hang their pawn. So after this, they'll have to go a6. And then that's getting hit twice, which is quite decent for us, I think. Yeah, I think we'll go for that. I don't see anything particularly wrong with that. They obviously have this trap. Yes, that works. I was thinking if there was some knight takes d4 idea, but no. Now, ooh, that's an interesting idea for sure. With bishop takes queen, knight takes pawn. With the idea of pawn takes, bishop takes, and you have to sack your queen. However, I'm not sure if there's any workaround with that. I'm not sure if there is any workaround with that. Bishop takes, knight takes, maybe a queen, d7, at which point we would just take this a7 pawn, and then maybe a bishop takes, king takes, knight there. Whew. Now, if that works, then gosh, that would be wild. That would be very wild indeed. Very wild indeed. Knight to e5. That is the question. That is the question. Knight d5. I think bishop takes is the obvious move. And it just depends on whether knight takes c6 works or not. Rook c8 could work. However, after knight takes a7, rook up, knight takes again, and you're in the same little conundrum. Should we go for it? Should we go for it and just see if it works? What's the worst that can happen? We win. What do we win? Do we win anything? So they get a queen and a pawn. If we take this knight and then pawn takes, that's a trade, and we get the pawn back. We get the pawn back. After takes, we have to take the queen. So that actually wouldn't work for us, I don't think. Unfortunate. I don't think it works for us. I would really like it to work because that's so cool. Yeah. Tricky. I would also like some knight takes d5 followed by a c4. However, they've got like queen check, throw it into the mix, and then it's just not nice, I don't think. I don't think it's too nice. We've spent a lot of time on this move already, which is brilliant. We could just do maybe like a bishop e3, cover this, and then go for the h3 push. Actually, no, we could just do h3 already because the knight can't actually take this pawn. So h3 straight off the bat, and we'll prep ourselves for queen takes, and then after queen takes, we're just looking at this. So this just seems good for us now. After knight e5, I don't see how they're particularly stopping that. Rook c8, then queen f3 is coming, and you're threatening all sorts of stuff. All sorts of nasty things. Queen f3, knight f6. Okay. And then maybe a h4 followed by a g5. Or you could go... Oh, we've got options. We've got options. This is a nice position, though. Knight f6, I think, is the only move. And then I'm wondering if even takes is just good. Takes bishop. F takes. Or we could go pawn push straight away and after takes, bishop takes. E6. Looks good for them. Sorry if I sound snuffly as well. I feel like I'm getting a bit of a cold, or getting over a cold. I'm not quite sure, to be honest. Just been feeling a bit groggy over the past days. Then again, knight takes bishop could just be fine. And then maybe like a... Ooh. Knight takes bishop, pawn takes, and then just a queen d3 could work. With some very nasty consequences. I don't get how they would stop that. Queen d... So knight takes, pawn takes, queen d3, knight f6, check. King d7 because the knight's no longer there. Yeah, it's not looking as nice. Because they can always just go back. I mean, we would be up a pawn. But I feel like there's got to be something a bit better here. H4, H5 is a very interesting choice. H4. No, if they play H5, maybe not. Then we would play G5, and then Queen F6 is particularly nasty. Let's go. What about H6 though? H6. H5. Bishop takes. Ooh. Knight takes pawn doesn't work. Push. Knight there. Queen comes up. Takes. Could work. Or we could just do takes. Takes. Pawn takes. Then H5. Or just takes. Oh, there's too many options. I can't decide. This is too nice. Queen F3 would be very cool to play, but Knight F6. Then H4. H4, H6, G5, takes. We win this pawn at the end of it. I think we go with h4. I think we go with h4. I don't see why we can't go with h4. It looks good because this bishop's still out in the open, and as soon as it goes back to h7, we can go queen to f3, and that's just devastating with g5. And we can even sack the rook. Maybe. Potentially. Now, whoa. It's going back straight to h7. At this point, I'm particularly happy. Okay, we got to calculate this out now as well. Knight f6. g5, pawn takes. Where's the knight going? So they can't go knight f6. So then they have to go f6. And then what? Knight takes. Pawn takes, bishop out. But then the pawn's guarding that. Maybe go g5. And then we're even threatening potentially queen h5. g5 stops at f6. Takes. Then we could even go bishop back to d3. So knight takes, bishop back to d3. Yeah, let's go with that. Let's punish them some more. If pawn moves, then we take with knight. Pawn takes. Bishop can come back. And then the queen can even come up, potentially. And we're low on time. And we're on move 11. We've used half our time on move 11. But I think we're doing the right thing here. I don't see why we wouldn't be doing the right thing. And if we go queen h5 first, after g6, we can go back. Queen h5. Okay. So we've got the queen coming in now. So we could potentially take... Ooh. Take, pawn take. That's nasty. Takes, knight takes, bishop takes, queen there. Queen h5. Queen e7. Rook comes up. It looks good. Let's take. If knight takes, we could potentially even do bishop g5. Although that's giving them a chance to free up their bishop. I think queen h5 would be better. Forcing queen e7. Potentially. I'm not sure if queen c7 would work, because then bishop to... So they go with the knight. And after knight takes, pawn takes. Queen there. Queen h5. Queen e7. Knight takes, pawn takes, bishop there. Pinning the bishop to the rook. Looks good. Looks good, potentially. Yeah. Then queen h5. Bishop comes, we just do takes with check. And that's good. We also have rook g1, potentially. And we're definitely wanting to long castle here. I'm still a bit confused what we do with the bishop. But I feel like that would come in time. And we just have to be a bit accurate here. Bishop g8. Oh gosh, what did I do there? Oh, whoa. Bishop g8. We've got rook g1, and we're looking to sacrifice the bishop. Sacrifice the rook for the bishop. So they would go queen e7 still. At which point do we have any tricks? Maybe just like a rook lift. And then up to f3. I don't think knight g6 would ever work. They've got too many things to block with. We definitely, probably, maybe, potentially not want to take on c6. Not quite sure. I feel like maybe we've gone wrong somewhere. I feel like potentially we've over pushed and we needed to focus more on this pin with like a queen f3, but also potentially not, you know. Who am I to tell? Ooh, long castles with a knight takes d5 could work if we can get the rook onto e1 first. They go that way. Now that's interesting. Long castles? There's still nothing they can do. They literally can't do anything. Maybe we go rook g1 first, just to stop any ideas. Rook g1, we just take. Yeah, let's go rook g1 first. And then the thing is, they're literally like paralyzed. I think they're paralyzed anyway. The problem is if they go for an a6 push, a6 takes, rook a4, going to c5, although bishop can just take. Yeah. I think f4, f5 slow. Should we long castle? Oh. Let's go rook g1. Rook g1 sounds solid. We potentially even have like a bishop e2. Potentially move the queen up and then go bishop to h5 instead and swing the bishop round. Not particularly keen on that. We even could potentially sack this way, which would be interesting. That way we could push c3 as well, which is an option. Bishop takes c3, I think I'm fine with. That way we could even maybe do a queen e2, hitting the bishop, and then follow it up with knight sack. Pawn takes, and then think of something. Probably knight takes knight. King moves with a discovered check, hopefully winning after a queen e8. Has potential. It has potential. Then again, bishop takes queen e2. Bishop f5 is pretty solid from them. Although the same idea does apply. Queen check knight just comes back and covers the bishop. So we're all good that way. And they're in the tank a bit. They're thinking. They don't have any moves at the minute. So hopefully we've got them in a bit of a pickle. Bishop there is interesting. I want to take that with a bishop d3 now. Knight takes bishop d3. No, because we still need to take this. So takes there, bishop d3. Okay, or we could go like rook g7. Bishop takes, pawn takes. Still doesn't quite work. Okay. Knight takes, queen takes doesn't work. Not king takes, queen takes is good for them. Unfortunately. Oh, we have knight there, looking for a fork. Potentially. I'm not sure what the fork would be on. And after bishop back, we could do knight takes with the threat. Yeah, I think that looks good. And we do need to speed up as well. This time's probably going to be our downfall, but at least we'll have a fun game out of it. That's all you can really ask for sometimes. And this definitely was a fun game. Super happy with it. It's still got a long way to go, though. We're still only on move 16, which is absolutely mind-blowing. To get such an interesting position from move 16. Crazy stuff. Absolutely crazy. So yeah, knight f6 is the plan. What we do after that is a different question. King there surely can't be good. Knight takes comes to mind with the fork. King there surely can't be good either. What's coming to mind after that? Whoa. They've read my mind. They have read my mind. Wow, that's I think a nice move. I think a really nice move from them. So now I'm thinking queen takes h6. I think we've got the time for it. Or we could do knight takes, pawn takes. They could even do queen takes actually now because it's not defended twice. Although after knight takes, queen there with check, bishop blocks. Yeah, that's a bit annoying. It's a bit annoying. It's a wee bit annoying. I'm not gonna lie. Queen up. Hitting the rook. Let's go for it. We're low on time. I think we have to. We're getting some material. And we still do have the option to castle as well. Oh, actually, queen f6 would just be good. Winning the rook. And potentially winning the game after knight f6. Although they would probably do a blocks. Which is fine as well. Yeah. And this is looking good, I think. Still good. There's nothing immediately wrong with it to my eye. Not that it's a particularly good eye, but it's an eye, you know. It seems okay. I mean, when the king's on d8 uncastled and they've not moved one of their rooks, you know it's going to be okay-ish. But the thing is, we've not castled either, and we've not moved one of our rooks. So who's to say, really? We're up a pawn, so materially we're good. We have some weak pieces. We have some weak pawns. But we also have some good things as well. So it's not all doom and gloom. We have chances, and I think that in this position, chances are probably what matters more than material. To be honest. Yeah. I have a rapid match tomorrow in the local league, which is going to be fun. Always love a good rapid game. Don't play enough of it really. So hopefully those will be good games. I'll let you guys know on Wednesday how it goes. It should be a close match as well. Should be a pretty close match. Still a bit bummed out from the game on Saturday. But I think that's fair enough. It was a tough one. And I've just seen 97. And then I'm thinking Queen G7. Hitting the rook. Rook comes... it's actually just winning a piece, I believe. No, we would just play H5. Knight there, not there. Knight there, H5. Rook out, we can just take the bishop. Other rook can't come in at all, so that would be fine. And they are spending some time again. They're in the think tank. They are in the think tank. Indeed. Hopefully they don't think too hard. Because I would quite like to win one. I think it's been a while since we've actually won a Road to Master game. Which is a shame, because I've been working hard, trying to get better. But, you know, sometimes you go into a bit of a slouch. And I think it just makes you appreciate the times you're playing better. And if you're in a bit of a slouch as well, it's important to sort of reevaluate what you're doing wrong and try to assess the situation as a whole and try to make some changes. And I think I've been going wrong in my openings a bit, so I might be going back to a few of the classics, you know, seeing how they do. There are some new ones like the Albin. I do really like the Albin. I think I'll keep playing that. Potentially the Mora, although the Mora's a tricky one. It's a good gambit, and it's quite fun, but you've really got to work to get an attack. You get your pieces out fast, but you do have to quite work hard for an attack, which is sometimes trickier than it sounds. You know, you say you can just will something to existence, but you know it's harder than it sounds. Way harder than it sounds sometimes. I forgot my lines, to be honest. What was it? Bishop there. Queen G6 though, just seems good. H6, then we do check, win the rook, and I think we're just winning. I hate to say it, because I always say we're just winning. Whoa, what? Slow down, cowboy. Slow down, my friend. What? F6. Gosh, that can't be right. There's zero way that's right. I mean, firstly, we're just winning a rook. Maybe you're planning that. But then 95, bishop takes, check. King goes. Maybe check. Gosh. Oh, so there. King up. Then maybe just check. Check. Let's go for it. I mean, we're winning a rook potentially. King up does cover, but then we've just got more checks, and then we've got knight checks as well. So it seems fine. At least to me. Okay. Check. Bishop block. Check. King down. Okay, I mean, we've got to go for it. We've got to go for that. I think Queen F7 slightly better because it's keeping this file open for the rook when we need it. If they go back now, we're just going to check again. And maybe we have to go back to G7, but at least we've got some time. 23 seconds to save the world, though. Yeah, we just got to do that. And now we'll go back to G7. Worst case, we win the bishop. Oh, after takes, we're also threatening potentially takes with a queen there. With check, and then queen takes. So we're up a piece here, which is always going to be good. We potentially have that, but either one, because the queen would cover the square as well. We've got 56 seconds. The king's in the middle of the board, which can only be good, and we're threatening just takes. The rook comes in. I'd trade 2 queens, a queen for 2 rooks and a piece. Easy. It's a bit of a no-brainer, really, in my opinion. We would have to be accurate with this time. They go for it, which is probably a smart thing to do for them. I don't think there's any other tricks we can do, so we'll just go for it. We'll get ourselves castled, and then we just play ball. We've got a rook G7 potentially as well. That's an interesting move. G5, bishop knight G5 was sort of the only move. They take. We'll long castle. Obviously, they've got a few forks to look out for. We get this rook onto H1. We can get we need some knights in the game. Really, we need some knights in the game. I want rook H1 with rook H7, and then a knight check would be really nice, followed by a knight check after king moves. Or maybe we would move the bishop first and then knight check. But this is looking not too bad. Not too bad. Definitely seen worse. I would like to win the queen, or just take that off somehow. However we do it. Oh, actually, we've got a really nice move there. Followed by knight check. Super cool. And then we're in this predicament here. And there's no way, unfortunately, we can... Oh, we can with rook takes pawn, and pawn takes with... rook takes knight first. Yeah, I like that. Oh, I like that a lot. That's quite nice. So we would have to think about king there, at which point check, or maybe rook takes first and then check and win the bishop. Yes. Could work, could work. That's an interesting one. Okay. Think. Let's think. Let's give a check. king goes up seems good, but you go that way, at which point we would just take this knight, and then we've won. Both pieces are hanging, which is crazy, but it doesn't matter because it's a fork either way with knight takes. Yeah, so that's right. Yeah, that's good. That's good. That's good. Good from you. I didn't see that, which is annoying. We're still up a piece though. We'll play f4 because that looks interesting. Oh no. This ain't good. This ain't good. Everything's hanging. Everything's hanging. Oh no. This ain't good. We'll keep the rooks on the board maybe. Queen takes works. This is ridiculous. I hate this so much. Oh, the fact we were winning. We thought we were being smart. Oh, we thought we were being smart. It didn't work. They had this bishop check. Oh, it's brutal. It is brutal. We can throw in c4. Block the knight because the pawn's pinned as well. And then we're 2 points of material down with a pass pawn. It's a dodgy pass pawn, I'll admit. I'll be the first to admit. But it's a pass pawn. And yeah, things aren't looking particularly good. I'll admit things are looking a bit bleak. But hey, you know, time trouble. We said time trouble would be the thing to get us, and it was indeed. Trying to be too clever. We can't defend this because queen takes. So we would just we got to ignore the pawn. Really, we have to. Unfortunately, that's all we can do. And this is probably resignable here. Unfortunate. But yeah, I think we might have got swindled there. I don't particularly like the word swindle, but you know, I feel like we were definitely on top there. But the clock is a factor of the game, you know, and if you're gonna ignore a factor of the game, then you're gonna lose, aren't you? That's the point of the clock, to stop people taking too much time. And if you take too much time, then you deserve to lose. And we definitely deserve to lose this game. We just spent way too much time. We'll try for a stalemate, potentially. Thing is, they can just trade off the rook and be perfectly fine. With however many pawns this is, 50 million pawns against a rook. You know, it's just fine. It is just fine. I'm surprised you didn't go there to pick up the rook. That works as well, though. I don't think we're getting any stalemate chances, unfortunately. We can try our very best. But there is not much we can do. They're going to promote the pawn, so we might have some chances. Anything, literally anything would work. And they're going to ladder make me, which is brilliant. You love to see it. Anything again works. There we go. Let's have a look at this game. We'll see the roller coaster of an eval graph. Is it a graph? It's probably a graph. But yeah, 70% accuracy versus a 77.3, 1300 versus an 1800. That is harsh. I think that is very harsh. But anyway, so H6 is a weird one. Apparently D4 off the bat is better than takes. But to me, it looks about the same, and it wants knight e5 rather than bishop out. I'm guessing that's to stop the bishop coming in. Not quite sure how that works, but whatever. And we can actually go bishop to e5, knight to e5, sorry, which is what I thought. I think it just ends up equalish. But yeah, let's see queen takes. Not queen takes. And what? There's better for black? Eh? Knight f6. Yeah. Apparently knight f3 is the better move. Is the best move. But the analysis says it's bad. Huh. I'm not sure what to trust here. I really don't know what to trust. I have no clue. I'm confused. We'll rock with it. This is saying it's better for black, so I'm glad I didn't play that. And then the knight e5 once the bishop's been kicked is better. And apparently we just do take this and have a good game. We can show the moves. Yeah, with a queen d3. And then I thought knight f6 was good here. Whether it is or not is another question. Apparently it's 1.8. It's an inaccuracy. But it's not losing. So h6. And then g5 was a mistake. It wanted queen to f3, which we can have a look at. Yeah, so f6 was the best move, which I think I suggested. At which point we would go for this bishop to d3 move, which was an idea the whole time. I wasn't too keen on sacrificing my bishop for theirs, because mine just seems so much more active. So I'm not too sure about that, but you know, we got to take the word for it. And g takes apparently isn't good. It wanted queen to h5 straight away. Oops, wrong one. e6. Yeah, best move. There we go. Show moves. Rook to c7. Sure, I'll take your word for it. Bishop takes was best, and then queen f3 is better apparently. Again, not sure the difference really. I think it ends up pretty similar. Yeah. So queen f3 stops queen f6, which apparently works. It stops their queen and bishop being on the same diagonal, I guess, which can only be good. And then it wanted long castles, so that's from 1.6 to 0.4. So rook g1 apparently does not work for some reason. And long castles does because bishop g. I hate it when it doesn't tell us anything. But anyway, so bishop d6 we knew was a good move. And we went ahead with knight g4. Knight g4, which apparently doesn't work because of bishop to g6, which we can look at. Knight f6, and then you play this with a h5 or something. That seems okay for me. I'm not sure why you're fussing too much about it. Don't know. But yeah, I thought that was quite a good move from them. Sort of pre-active, you know. Stops a lot of things, but apparently it's even. Queen takes pawn. And then f6 definitely wasn't good. We knew that for a fact was not good. And it didn't want any check. It actually wanted knight to e5, which to me is mind-blowing how that works. Bishop takes e5, rook check, takes. And apparently you just have to sack the queen. I'm guessing because of check. And then knight takes or something. But you have to sack the queen. They get compensation maybe, but yeah. Our version doesn't work because it just doesn't work, apparently. They get the bishop pair, I guess. We seem good, though. It's still sort of good for us. So we probably could have repeated there, but I felt queen g7 was good. We were low on time as well. And then knight f6 is good as well. But apparently queen g3 is the best move. Which I just didn't see at all. At all. e5, knight takes queen. So you got to sack the queen again to avoid mate, I'm guessing. So so that was the outcome. We didn't particularly like it, but it's definitely better for us, trading off the 2 rooks for the queen. The knight move, long castles is great. And then we decided to be a bit clever with it. Apparently we can just take this straight off the bat. This bishop check move was super annoying. I didn't see that at all, but again, low on time. So we just get the rooks on the open file because we take this pawn afterwards, which is better, I guess. And then we played the endgame. All right, a lot of pawn pushes, which were cool, but there's literally nothing you can do in this situation, which is a shame. But yeah, I mean, it was a fun game. It was a fun game, and it was quite nice to play the 2 nights again. I've not played that in a while. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed that. That was quite fun. Thank you all for watching. Please like if you liked. Please subscribe if you really liked. And I'll catch you guys all tomorrow. Bye-bye.